Wow, so they was doing meditation back then as early as the 1900s, huh? Back in 1902, I should say, huh? So let me see if I can get a little meditation going on here. I guess I can sit on the rock too and meditate a little bit. Man, peace. Yeah, so this is the where they did the meditation altar. Man, we're gonna get to the house right over here in a few. We're gonna walk the trail here, continue to walk on. You know, it's funny, just so much history. Just so much history. Let's walk this hill, let's see. Let's read what's on here. It's like a tombstone here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, okay. Dr. Charlotte Hawkins Brown, 1883-1961, a remarkable example of achievement in face of segregation and discrimination. Charlotte Hawkins Brown was buried on the grounds of the school she led for 50 years. Charlotte Hawkins Brown was born in Vance County, North Carolina, granddaughter of a slave. Wow. So this is her burial site here. Now let's give our respects. Amen. Thank you, Ms. Hawkins. Your forward thinking. Thank you for your forward thinking back in them times. Fighting all of the adversity. Man, we come from strong stock, man. Strong stock. Sweet, it's over here. You know, and what's crazy is, you know, I don't even live far from this place, man. So it was only right for me to start doing this, and this being one of the places that I come to live right down the road from it, man. So it's only right that I introduce this to y'all as well. Alright, so we got the administration building here. Wow. It's the administration building right there. and some of it is a little beat from just wear and tear. We're gonna get to around in there too, because that's where the stable's at. This is Kimball Hall, where they learned table manners. This is where they ate at here in Kimball Hall. And learned their manners, and if they didn't do it, they were disciplined. Let's see what we can see in Kimball Hall here. There, the downstairs level. once again the Palmer Institute, the Palmer Memorial Institute. Let's get that right. It sits on 300 acres. Sits on 300 acres. Let's well, I guess this was another parking lot. We'll get over there in a second. Let me try to see what I can see back here again at the backside of the Gallon Stone Hall, the girls' dormitory. They also had a baseball team as well. You got the baseball stadium over there. So we're going in on the side of Gallon Hall. As you can see, they got the dorms down there. This is more like the basement of the dormitory. Now, you're probably wondering why you see so much of the, you probably wonder why you see so much of certain buildings, whatever, dedicated to Massachusetts or whatever. Charlotte Hawkins Brown actually did her schooling after she left. She was born and raised in Henderson, North Carolina, but she did her schooling in Massachusetts. She went to school in Massachusetts, and she returned back to North Carolina. And after her return to North Carolina, after a year, she opened up the Palmer Memorial Institute here. So I guess she was giving homage to a lot of the people and things that helped her along the way when she was in Massachusetts. So that's why you probably see so much of that. She dedicated, some of the sites and locations on the campus here to certain people in Massachusetts. But yeah, let's see here. There's an alarm going off in here. I ain't do it. So I can't really see much. So we're going on over here to the athletic field. They had a baseball team, basketball team, I believe. So this is called the, and then look at there. They even had a water tower dedicated to them. Zoom in on that if we can here. They call it the Charles W. Bundridge Athletic Field. You can imagine if it was a good game going on. You can imagine if it was a good game going on. You got the girls' dormitory there. The girls' dormitory behind us there. And then you got the baseball field here. Probably know they had some hot shots on the team. They probably couldn't wait to show off for the girls there. Girls probably, be looking all out at the window, watching the guys, watching the games out here, But one thing I do notice how they had the campus set up is the girls will stayed on one side of the campus, like on the west side of the campus, and the boys stayed on the east side of the campus. They didn't have them, together. Then as you seen, like they had if you were married, they had a dorm for the married couples and everything. So, I think that was kind of cool, right? That was kind of neat. Yeah, this was crazy. They still got the bases out here. It's pretty dope, man. It's history, man. Walking on history right here. History, man. You can imagine the wins and the losses on this field. You can imagine, the dreams and aspirations that might have played on this field, the guys and the girls that might have played on this field here, the dreams and aspirations they could have had, or maybe wanting to one day hoping that they can play for one of the Negro League teams or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty pretty cool, man, to be standing on. I'm honored, man, to be just able to have so much of this history in my reach and around me, that deep history that I can stone's throw away from where I live at. We're in Sedalia, North Carolina. Sedalia is nothing but a small town, small section. To me, it's still Greensboro, but it's history in Sedalia as well. They have their own history with the residents here. But Sedalia is just right outside of Greensboro, just a small little a small section between Greensboro and Burlington. It sits like in the middle, So it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool, man. And as I said, I often roll by this place for many years, in my trek to just maybe leaving Greensboro, going to Burlington. And I may ride down this route here, which is, that you see there is, they call that Burlington Road, but it's actually called 70, like Highway 70. And if I didn't want to take the highway, I would actually just ride that road, man. Yeah, dirt road here. We're gonna swing over there and get the rest of those. You have, like, I guess that's where they just hung out at, ate lunch and stuff like that, and maybe studied over there in that shelter there. Then you have, like I said, they had a farm here. So it looked like, the stable, small stable there. They also had a day child care as well. They also had that as well. So let's look into this. Oh, okay, great. Let's see here. Let's read this. That was the baseball team. PMI. Yeah. All right now, man. I hope everyone enjoyed this segment of Space Invaders TV. I hope everyone learned something as well as I did, And I just want to thank y'all for checking in and watching this video here. Once again, we're on the campus of Palmer Memorial Institute, founded in 1902. The first black college preparatory high school in North Carolina, and one of the first in the country. The number one high school. It wasn't a preparatory as Palmer Memorial Institute, where the students stayed here and lived on campus, as you've seen. Took you around to the dormitories and things. So you had the boys on one side of the campus, and the girls the boys were like on the east side of the campus here at Palmer Memorial, and the girls were on like the west side of the campus. Their dormitories were on the west side of the campus, and they also housed married couples here too. So if there were high school kids that were married, they can also be dormed together. They were the only ones that would be dormed together. They'll be dormed together, the married couples here at Palmer Memorial Institute. Once again, founded by Charlotte Hawkins Brown. Charlotte Hawkins Brown was an educator herself. She went on to, she's from Henderson, North Carolina. And she went on to further her education at Massachusetts, And after she returned to North Carolina, a year after she returned to North Carolina, she opened Palmer Memorial Institute. So yeah, like I said, this is the oldest college preparatory high school in the state of North Carolina, and the oldest in the country. But the oldest high school in the country is Paul Laurence Dunbar High School in Washington, D.C. That was opened in 1847. And when I say that when a lot of people might say, well, there's a lot of black high schools. Yeah, there's a lot of black high schools that were started during segregation, during the segregation period. A lot of black high schools were started, but not a lot of black high schools were founded. We're not talking colleges, we're talking high schools founded by black people. And Paul Laurence Dunbar High School was founded by a black man, William Cipher, and he named it after a black man as well. Paul Laurence Dunbar was a poet, a writer, and he was great at what he did. He was a writer, a poet, and I think he was a playwright as well too. But you can look him up. So once again, I want to say thank you for watching. Right now, I'm in front of Kimball Hall here. This was, as you seen in the video earlier, Kimball Hall was, this is where the students, they ate. They were taught table manners here. And if they didn't get the table manners right, as you might have read on the display here that I showed you, if they didn't have their table manners right, they were disciplined about that here. So they got that all here in Kimball Hall, in the cafeteria here in Kimball Hall. And then closing, just got to remember one thing: we as black people, we always been pro-education. We always been about education, even during the slavery times. And then during segregation, we just, it just opened us up. Once we became free, we had to do what we had to do, and we were down and willing to teach ourselves. And that's what was done here with Charlotte Hawkins Brown did here with Palmer Institute. And it's never, a lot of things get old. People, places, and things can get old. But educating yourself will never get old. Period. So always educate yourself. Always know that it's in your blood to educate yourself and get knowledge, and pass it on to others, because that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing. Even in adversity, even when we were brought here as slaves, even when they allowed us and they thought that, during slavery time, the only time they would let us read anything was on Sundays, and we, will hold church, and they will allow us to hold church. And that was a time where we would teach each other how to read and how to write. So we always fought through adversity. So just understand that it's in our blood. Once again, I want to say thank you to the North Carolina Historical Sites. Thanks to the state of North Carolina and historic departments. And thank you all for watching. And once again, it's a Space Invaders TV. I'm out. Make sure y'all tell a friend and tell a friend. We got more of this coming on, man. I got more. It's so much history, rich history in this state. And I mean, the Palmer Memorial Institute is in Sedalia, North Carolina. Just a section out. It's to me, it's still Greensboro, but you can't say that to the people of Sedalia, North Carolina. But it's just outside. It's a small section right outside of Greensboro. The Palmer Memorial Institute sits right on Burlington Road or Highway 70. The Highway 70 runs you from Greensboro all the way through, I think Highway 70 runs you through up into Raleigh. So yeah, and maybe further. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong if you're from the state and if you're from the area. But once again, I want to thank y'all for rocking with me, man. Space Invaders TV, I got so much more good history stuff coming to y'all. It's just never too late to learn, like I said. People, places, and things get old, but never education. Period. 1.